First of all, congratulations on your nomination for Push Best New Artist, which has got to be a big, big deal. But you've been doing this for a long time. Do you still feel like a new artist?
Dude, it's so crazy, man. Like, when that came through, I was like, this is pretty mental, innit? We have been doing it for a long time, but I don't know, it still kind of feels like we're just getting started. I always say that, do you know what I mean? Like, kind of your perception of things changes. You know what I mean? When you kind of build a culture and bring together people, you only want it to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So kind of what feels like you've been doing it for a long time kind of feels like it's just the beginning. Do you know what I mean? So it's weird, but it's cool.
Your fan base has grown just as organically as your sound has grown throughout the years. What has been like the biggest change for you, elevating from Yungblud from back in the day to the person that you are now, and the artist that you are now?
It's weird, man. As I say, it kind of like, the sound just got a bit bigger. You know what I mean? I think as we kind of grew, before it was just like punk and just like throw to the wall, just like kids in a room just hitting me pillows. You know what I mean? In my bedroom. But now I kind of like, the rooms are getting so much bigger, and the kind of the crowds and the people and the kind of the passion and the togetherness is just getting so loud. The music's got to do the same thing. You know what I mean? And I kind of get ensued with so much hope in terms of my fan base and my family. That just all that kind of that magic just goes in the tunes. You know what I mean?
Man, we heard a glimpse of that big sound and that growth in this collaboration, Lemonade, with Denzel Curry. Love the record. Denzel is one of my favorite MCs. I think he's crazy underrated. Super dope. How did this collaboration come together?
It was weird, man. As I say, with Denzel, man, I've always loved him, man. My passion for him really cemented when he did the Rage cover, because obviously I do rock music, and I had this record, this idea about kind of society putting so much pressure on our brain and just wanting to explode. Yeah. And if anybody knows my shows go absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? Like, there's normally like 20 people in the medical room by song 2. Do you know what I mean? Because it gets so hot and everyone's just so compressed. And I was like, I want to find an artist who is just like that, who is an activist, who talks about kind of equality and just kind of the world we want to be a part of. And I was like, it's got to be Denzel Curry, man. So I hit him up. I was like, love your stuff, man. Love the Rage cover. Do you want to get in a studio? And I just sent him an idea, and he just snapped on that verse. I was like, it sounds old school, that verse. You know what I mean? It sounds like NWA or something. You know what I mean? I was like, that's sick.
Yeah, man. You said that too. That his lyrics inspire you, man. He's such an ill lyricist. You do get that nostalgia on this record, and when I hear the song, I think about how badly I want to see Dom and Denzel on the stage together.
Dude,
but
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, that when we I just can't wait to bring him out and open that mosh pit up. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be insane. Like, that's why we did it when we were in the studio. I just wanted to be like, we were literally jumping. I was in the studio like, let's make it this tempo so people can just jump to it and go crazy. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, I can't wait to play that live. It's going to go bonkers.
But see, I want to ask an artist like you, though, someone who has a crazy live performance, how do you adapt in this COVID environment? Like, we've got Best Quarantine Performance right now, which is one of the categories, but I imagine that you feed off of the energy of the fans.
Bro,
what is it like right now?
It's mental, but the thing about it is, right now, when we've been doing like live stream gigs and stuff, when we did the Yungblud show thing for the first time, you can see the people commenting. So just because you can't hear them, don't mean you can't feel the noise. You know what I mean? I can feel the noise, and I'm just kind of, it's a bit like, is there anybody out there? But you just see the comment section like, and it's like, yeah, there is, man. You know what I mean? Which is sick.
That's dope, man. Yeah, the energy is kinetic. I never thought of it that way. That's interesting. You captioned the meaning of Lemonade. You said it right here about the intense pressure society places on our brains right now, but you also said the song is about equality and inclusion across the planet. And equality and inclusion has been a part of Yungblud's message from the beginning, Dom's message from the beginning. Why do you feel that this message is so important to deliver in the time we're in right now, specifically?
Dude, absolutely. Like, if you just look at the state of the world, man, this has been a moment for us to actually stop. And it's kind of, the world literally went, all right, then, you idiots. I'm probably not allowed to swear, but bleep it out. It's time to stop, think about what is wrong, and analyze everything within society. Like, I was in all the BLM marches in LA when I was out there, and it was just so incredible to see my generation fighting for the world that we are going to be in the future. And I think this stop, this pause, this moment has allowed us to look at climate change. It's allowed us to address racism. It's allowed us to address equality within the LGBTQ plus community with what's going on in Poland. And it's a moment for us to genuinely fight and get started and get going. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. Not only were you a part of those protests too in LA, like you were actually helping people who had been injured by police officers. Did you know when you went out there that you would have such an outsized role, or were you just expecting to be there in support, spectating, and then you just found yourself in that position?
It was mental. It was like a movie, man. You know what I mean? And it was so scary and frightening, but like everybody out there was just doing the right thing. You know what I mean? It weren't me. Like people can say that like me and Ash, the person I was out with, were like kind of, we can glamorize that, but every single person there was doing the exact same thing because it was the right thing to do as humans, as equal human beings. And it was just so messed up to see that this is the society we're living in, but incredible to see the passion of everybody of every colour and every size fighting for what is simply right.
Yeah, absolutely, and that energy is infectious, just like yours. It makes me think about this sophomore album because I think the ecosystem could use some more Yungblud music right now. I hear it's in the mixing process. Do you have a name for it already?
I can't tell you that, but the name I've already talked about. So in some of my interviews, if you're smart enough, you might figure out what the name is.
Oh, I gotta go back and finish doing my research and oh my God. Okay, so we got the name has been dropped. There's little clues, breadcrumbs in the interviews. Well, how far will this project evolve the idea of Yungblud? Can you give us like the theme of what this project might be?
This is literally a neat whiskey album about life. You know what I mean? I wanted it to be like an episode of Skins within an album. A series of Skins or Euphoria or Sex Education. It's like this coming of age record that don't mean growing up. You can come of age at 74. You can be like, oh man, I figured out who I am for the first time. But it's legitimately explores the ideas of identity, of sexuality, of equality, of depression, of anxiety, of life, of love, of heartbreak, everything. I just wanted to create a record because me and my fan base, man, we're coming of age together, and I want to do it side by side. You know what I mean? And it's about the stories that they told me. Like, I'm outside the shows every kind of night. Well, I was. And I just heard the most incredible stories from the most incredible people. And I wanted this album to be representation for the misrepresented.
I love that, man. Do you have a time frame as far as release date already?
It's going to be the fall. Give me the fall.
Coming out this fall.
Yeah, baby.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited for that. Man, I can't wait to see you pull home, hopefully, push Best New Artist this year. It's such a different energy with all of us being at home and on our laptops and accepting this thing virtually. But I want to know, if you win that award, what can we expect from your acceptance speech? Like, what's the vibe going to be like accepting from home?
I just say to my fan base, this ain't my award. This is our award. And the stunt I might pull if we win this will reflect that wholeheartedly.